Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Watch That Joan podcast. My name is Mary.
And I'm James.
And long time no here. James has been traveling a lot for work. Didn't you go to where'd you go, Connecticut or somewhere?
Yeah, I was in Connecticut. You know, my wife was in California. Then we went to
didn't
Dallas.
you go to Connecticut? And as soon as she came,
Connecticut.
then you go to Connecticut. And as soon as you came back from Connecticut, she went to Cali.
Yeah, she went to Cali, and then we both went down to Dallas for the Eagles-Cowboys game, where the Eagles have been destroying teams, including the Cowboys.
So it's just James's fault for the delay in the episode. Long story short, it's all James's fault.
That's the conclusion that you got to? It's James' fault?
Yep.
Well, right now, it's James' fault that we're together as we record this episode in Oklahoma because we just hosted Thanksgiving.
There was a lot of Negroes in the house.
A lot. We had 15 bodies.
Wow.
15 bodies from the ages of 1 to 70. So it's been a fun time the past few days.
No, I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I ate so much. The weight I was when I came here and the weight I am now, Jesus. It's embarrassing.
To forget about calories during the holidays.
I forgot. You should never forget that much, people.
Yeah. But, so what are we reviewing today, Mary?
Wigga. Stand up and bust a dance move. I don't know the lyrics. We're reviewing Wicked.
That was terrible.
Shut up. So we're reviewing Wicked, a movie that we were both very reluctant to see. We did not want to see this movie. Like, we complained about it. We moaned and gnashed our teeth, but we are reviewing Wicked because it's popular.
I think that we had a little fatigue from musicals.
We did Folie à Deux. We did The Color Purple not too long ago. Lately, the musicals we have been reviewing have been mid. They always seem to kind of, like I said, half-ass a musical. But this one gave us both cheeks, double caked up, full. So
yeah, no, you're right. It was a pleasant surprise, and this movie, based off a book, right?
You have the original 1939 film, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. The typical story: Dorothy, her friends. I never watched The Wizard of Oz.
You never watched?
I never watched that. It seems so old. I didn't want to watch it. To me, The Wizard of Oz and Alice in Wonderland are kind of the same story, and Alice in Wonderland infuriated me, and I thought The Wizard of Oz would be the same thing, even though the story of The Wizard of Oz was better in my opinion. But I've never seen The Wiz. You can take away my black card. Never seen it.
It's a loose concept between The Wizard of Oz and Alice
So here's
in
what
Wonderland.
happened. So this movie is based on a play, and that play is based on a book called Wicked that I'm actually reading. If I knew the name of the author, that would be great. I think his name is Gregory something. You want to Google that, John, real quick?
I'll Google that, John.
I should have the notes, but guys, we were very tired. I'm so tired, and I just had a little bit of whiskey, so I'm kind of feeling myself a little bit too much tonight. But yeah, so Wicked the movie is based on the play, which is based on the book, which is based on The Wizard of Oz. So Wicked the book is pretty much just the story of The Wizard of Oz from the Wicked Witch, Elphaba's point of view. Do you have the author?
Yeah, the author is Gregory Maguire.
Gregory Maguire.
Yep, and it was
Very
written in
Irish, very
1995.
So yeah, the book came out in 1995. The book is a lot darker
Yes.
than I'd never seen Wicked the play, but judging by this movie is an adaptation of the play, then the book is a lot darker.
Yeah, and we'll get through it as we go through the plot of the show. But
the
the
movie.
book, it's a pretty difficult read. I read one page of that thing, Mary, and I had to read it 3 times to understand what they're talking about.
I'm thinking, I read it I started reading it years ago, and for some reason I put it down. I think because it's the type of book you have to keep reading to really understand the writer's style and how he says things. It's not as hard to read as Dune, but I find myself rereading a few sentences. What? But yeah.
Yeah, the book was presented as a biography of the Wicked Witch of the West. And he actually gave her the name
Elphaba.
Elphaba. She didn't have a name in the original
She did not.
Wizard of Oz story.
She did not. And like I said, the book is a much darker tale. When Elphaba was born, the midwives saw her and they wanted to kill her. And Elphaba, she was born, but she was never a baby. And I say this because that baby, when she was born, she was very wise. And she bit off one of the midwife's finger to the knuckle. And that deterred them for like killing the baby killing her when they were born because they're afraid of what else she might bite off.
Oh, that is pretty dark compared to the musical,
Yeah.
where they were disturbed when they found the baby was green, but they didn't try to kill it. They just was afraid of her.
No, she didn't know love. Her mother didn't love her. The nanny who took care of her didn't love her. Her father didn't love her, like in the movie too. But
Well, the nanny loved her in the movie. That bear, remember that bear?
that mammy bear.
That mammy bear. That was a little.
I was
weird.
like, I don't know why the bear has to have a black woman's voice, but
The bear was given what mammy you called it?
yeah, it was a mammy. I'm like, it's 2024. But yeah, I'll let you start us off. Are
Yeah,
we doing
so
a scene by scene this time?
So the movie opens up, and as you know, it's a musical, and the first song that comes on, as I'm flipping through to try to find my notes.
So
No
pretty much
one-
the movie starts and they're celebrating the witch is dead. How'd that song go? La la, the witch is dead.
Yes, that's the original one, but this song is "No One Mourns the Wicked."
No one mourns the wicked.
Yes, that's
I think people do mourn the wicked. If you died, I would mourn you.
Yeah, so no one mourns the wicked, and it starts off. It shows
That would be a fire tattoo.
no one mourns the wicked.
Yeah.
What with like in green,
Maybe I was
just
thinking
or like
black.
in at least a wicked font.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
That'd be fire.
They're pretty cool. But anyway, yeah. So the movie starts off where the scene shows after Dorothy. Remember in the original Wizard of Oz movie, she throws water on the Wicked Witch of the West, and she melts. So it shows her hat laying there,
So she's
and the monkey's
is
flying out
Glinda
of
the
the-
witch of the east?
Glinda's the good witch.
But why did they specify the witch of the west?
Because there's three witches.
There's three.
The witch of the east, the witch of the west, and the good witch.
Who's the witch of the west? The east.
We haven't found that out yet. I know who she is, but it's a spoiler.
You know this for certain?
I do.
There's a witch of the east. Is that
Yes.
Nessa Rose?
The witch of the east is the witch that was first crushed by Dorothy's house.
You're right. Her sister. That's how Dorothy got those red shoes because
Yep.
she took them from her sister.
Yep.
Okay.
And who's Alpha's sister?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the movie starts off. They're celebrating, I guess, the people of Oz.
Yes, they're ecstatic because the witch of the witch of the west, alliteration, wicked witch of the west is
Wicked
dead.
Witch of the West. Wicked
And
Witch
they
of-
are turning up, yo. They are dancing in the streets.
They built like a
singing.
huge effigy of her and burned it.
And burned it. Like,
It's like, what is this? Woodstock?
they are
Burning Man?
ecstatic. And I was watching it and I'm thinking, this is kind of sick, right?
I was like, this movie's rated PG.
this is really, like, this
I'm
is
surprised
sick.
that they even said she's dead in the PG-13 movie.
What?
Maybe it's me. I don't know. Do they say dead in PG movies? Not PG-13s. In PG movies? They normally say destroyed. Like, they'd be like, oh, I'm going to destroy you.
No,
don't
they say
like-
dead.
They don't say kill. They never said kill, though. Did they?
They did.
Whatever. So, one thing that I noticed, Glenda or Galinda, I always said Glinda. People say Galinda, but I'm going to say Glenda because I've already said Glenda. I really love Ariana Grande in this freaking movie.
She
And
crushes it.
I really love Glinda. She is just self-centered and just frivolous and trivial but
And
she
petty,
is
right? Like you-
delightfully so.
She is. And when she first comes up, She floats down in her.
wearing this beautiful ball gown.
Yes.
Oh my God. As soon as I saw it, I said, it's so pretty. I'm one of the few girls nowadays who like pink. Like, I feel like I always liked pink, but when I got older, you know, I was like, I was in my, being a girl is lame and I don't want to be feminine. Like, you know, like you get to that, I guess you wouldn't know. Every girl goes to that age where they think being girly isn't cool. So I like disregarded pink. But now as an adult, I'm just like, Mary, I love pink, and I'm going to say it. I'm going to shout out from rooftops. I like pink. Most of the things Glenda wore, I was like, I love it. I'm here for it. Like,
Yeah, and she comes down, and as the crowd is adoring her, right, with praises and saying, "Oh, like,"
and she's just like, yeah, I know, I'm great.
I know I'm great.
I'm pretty
and
awesome, right?
one of the people in the crowd is like, "You used to be friends with the Wicked Witch of the West."
Okay,
And
we're going to
she-
do this right now. Say El, Fa,
Fa
Ba,
Alphaba.
Elphaba.
It's like alphabet,
I'll call
but
her
like
Elfie.
elephant. Elfie, I'll call her.
Or think of
Elfie.
it like, think of Italian, Elphaba.
How is that helping me, Mary?
Because in Italian you said El. You say like El Gato,
Elphaba. Okay.
Elphaba.
So they asked her, Elphaba, did you know her? And she said yes.
No, they said you were friends.
You know, they were friends. And that's when they start the flashback, right?
Rewind. Sorry, wrong movie.
Wrong musical, right?
I did see Hamilton. It was delightful. I had a great time, actually. Maybe I'll go see this play in theaters too. Do you think you'll see it after watching this movie?
No, I would watch it in theaters. So they go to Alphaba and
So Elphaba and her sister and her
Yeah.
father, who's the mayor. See, I'm confused because in the book, her father, well, her quote unquote father, was a man named Frexpar, and he was a priest. And he was a priest of a deity known as the unnamed God. And he was like a fire and brimstone type preacher. You know, he'll go on these long harangues about getting your soul together. And like, he would travel as a minister, and he left his pregnant wife, Milena, at home. And he wasn't there when she gave birth to Elphaba. And it was a very painful birth. And, you know, she saw the baby and she detested it. The book is a lot darker. But, yeah, later on they do have Nessa Rose. And she is, in the movie, she is favored a lot more than Elphaba. Like,
Yeah.
she has her father's love because she's the right color. And I want to ask you this question. How do you feel about Cynthia Erivo, a black woman, playing Elphaba, a woman with green skin?
yeah.
Do you think the obvious parallels? Do you think it was lazy? Do you think it was done well? Do you think it was tacky? What did you think about it?
No, I thought that, you know, obviously green-skinned people don't exist.
That's why I hate
In
when
the
people say,
role.
"Oh, I don't care if you're blue or yellow." They aren't blue or yellow people. So.
No, they don't exist, right? But Cynthia did a good job of impersonating and kind of owning that she looks different. You know, because the movie itself, the cast was very diverse and progressive, and it seemed as if they were willing to accept people from different places and cultures, and it just seemed a little out of place. It wasn't really believable that people were so prejudiced against her because she was green.
Yeah, it's like literally a goat is giving me a lecture, and you guys can't accept the fact that I have green
That
skin.
I'm green
I look completely
skin.
normal.
Exactly.
I have 10 fingers, 10 toes. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm not out. I have one head.
And they also understand, this is a world that understand that magic exists. So if magic exists, then you have to have a little understanding of abnormal stuff going on. Even you know, there was a Munchkin boy there. You know, it was such a diverse.
A Munchkin boy, and I feel like they purposely. Because when I think about the Munchkin Landers of the 1939 film, they were much shorter.
He
And I
wasn't
feel
short
like-
at all.
Yeah, I think it's because they're not trying to like disrespect people who actually have dwarfism and like little people. So I think the Munchlanders on this film were just people who weren't super tall. Like he was like
He was like
5'5".
5'6". He was not
Yeah,
a munchkin.
but that makes sense. I don't think anyone wants to be called a munchkin. Like Peter Dinklage voice acts for one of the professors, and I think he would feel some type of way if if people who look like him was referred to as munchkins in 2024. So I get that. So yeah, so the story rewinds to Elphaba's arrival at Shiz University, a prestigious school in Oz. Think of Harry Potter, guys. Think of
Yep.
Hogwarts.
Think of Hogwarts.
So, yeah, so pretty much Elphaba's father says to her, listen, I need you to stay here to protect Nessa Rose, to keep an eye out for her. Nessa Rose is wheelchair bound. That's Elphaba's sister, the favorite daughter. And because of that, she's very coddled by her father and other people too. They look at her and call her a beautiful tragedy. So, yeah, that's, her father isn't sending Elphaba to school. She's only there to look after her sister.
She was there as an afterthought, and reluctantly so, because even Nessa Rose didn't want her there.
So the thing about Nessa Rose was very, she wasn't a good sister to me in this film.
No.
We can't escape it. It's funny because the TV's on and there's literally a commercial about Wicked on television. And I'm like, every time I open my phone for the past 3 months, I was seeing Wicked promo. But yeah, Nessa, she didn't really act like Elphaba's friend. She was too worried about her little munchkin boyfriend.
She was worried about herself, and she was worried about being embarrassed by her green sister.
Even that scene where Elphaba came to the school dance and she was wearing a hat. That hat that Glenda gave her, the witch's hat.
Yeah.
If that was my sister and she's being laughed at and ridiculed, I'm going to be the first one to pipe up
No, you're right.
and defend her and stand by her. But she's just like, oh, I can't watch. Get a backbone. I don't know. Nessa Rose wasn't a good sister to
Mary,
me.
that is crazy to say about someone in a wheelchair.
Hey,
That is crazy.
she should have got one.
But no, I agree with everything but that last statement. That she was not a good sister at all.
I did not like their uniforms, the Shiz school uniforms.
It looked like a traditional
It was like this
England-based.
pinstriped blazer with these trousers, but they had this pleated sort of skirt attached to it. I just didn't like it. I liked Glenda's versions of the outfits and how she switched it up. But,
So, what did you think about Elphaba and when she went back to grab Nessa Rose? Right, remember that the head mistress,
Madame Morrible or Miss Coddle?
Miss Cottle, was going to take her around and show her dorms, and
was
she was like,
literally
"Let her go,"
coddling her.
and she grabbed her, and it triggered her magic powers that basically messed up the entire what is that called, the quad?
Yeah. So pretty much Miss Coddle was coddling Nessa Rose and was like, I'm going to help you with this and with that. And Elphaba's like, don't do that. She's independent. Leave her alone. Stop. And she got angry. And when she said stop, her powers kicked in and she pretty much made a mess of the whole quad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't think much of it. I think.
You thought it was overreaction? That's what I'm trying to get at. You thought that, hey, this obviously
I wouldn't
people.
say it's an overreaction because when your emotions. She said stop multiple times. And sometimes when your emotions get the best of you, you do tend to overreact. So yes, it was an overreaction, but I didn't think she was
Tripping
for it.
Tripping
She
for
told
it.
her multiple times, and she's protective over Nessa Rose, and it's she knows that Nessa Rose doesn't want to be baby. Just because she has this handicap doesn't mean that she can't take care of herself. And she told this woman. And my thing is, Nessa Rose is first getting there, so if this happens this early on, that sets the tone for how everyone else is going to treat her.
Yeah.
And I feel like she's fed up with being pitied and seen as a beautiful tragedy.
Yeah. Yeah, so after that magical incident, she's noticed. She's noticed by
Madame Morrible.
Yep, Madame Morrible, right?
Who? Michelle
Yeoh. Yep, she
is
played
gorgeous.
on. She is everything, everywhere, all at once. Remember?
She's just regal, and just refined, and I loved her costumes. Just with her capes, well, her robes with the raised collars and the colors in her hair, and she was just beautiful. She was just beautiful. So yeah, Madame Morrible was like, "Hey, I see something in you. You're very talented," and she immediately took her on as like her understudy. And Glinda was furious because that's all she wanted to do. That's, Glinda is a girl who I think she got by from her good looks and charming personality.
Yep.
She's a people person. She's popular.
Yes.
So, like, she doesn't have to really work hard for what she has. And I think she's well-to-do. You could tell by all her clothes.
Yeah,
her,
no,
like,
she's
gowns
absolutely
and
rich.
pink clothes. She
Yes.
got bank.
She got bank.
The girl got bank. And I'm not going to lie. If I was in Shiz, I would be a Glinda. I would either be a Glinda hater or a Glinda fan. When you're a person like that, you're either one or the other.
Yeah, you're polarizing.
You're very polarizing. What
and
did you think of her?
No, I thought. Well, one, let's go back to Madame Morrible, and I thought it was very. I thought it was very. I guess I was confused, right? Because Elphaba, she wasn't enrolled in the school, but she showed so much potential that she essentially got, I'm assuming, some sort of scholarship to go. It's like an equivalent, you know what I mean? Like she got like a automatic grant.
She didn't even apply to the school.
She didn't even apply to the school. She got automatically into the school because of her magic powers, right? And I thought that was cool because obviously she's like, hey, we're going to be, you're going to grow up and you might even be able to work with the wizard one day because how powerful you are. And I enjoyed how much hope that gave Elphaba, even that early on in the movie, And Glinda, like you said, she was instantly jealous. And I knew, okay, they're going to be enemies, at least initially, after that incident. But you're right. With their personality clashes, where Elphaba being, more reserved and quiet, but strong-willed at the same time, and Glinda being bubbly and shallow, naive, self-centered. Yeah, I think even they're rooming together, right? Even though obviously Elphaba, she didn't even have any stuff because she wasn't planning on being there. It was pretty fast
said you're going to
paced.
share your room with Glenda, and Glenda's like, no, I was promised a private dormitory.
Yes, a
and
private
now
dorm
I have
suite.
To share suites. So she literally carved out the smallest nook in her suite for Elphaba and expected her to be happy.
Exactly.
But my thing is she couldn't even do that because like her stuff was spilling over into Elphaba's side as well.
Yes.
Her mound.
She's
of pink
obnoxious.
Clovis and chest of drawers.
Have you ever met anyone like that?
I wish.
You wish.
I haven't. I wish I would have known someone so cartoonishly ridiculous and just she's like, I don't know, she's like the epitome of like pixie dust, like
a pixie dust.
But I adored her. I truly did adored her. But yeah, so when Madame Morrible takes an interest in Elphaba, she says, listen, I'm going to see to it, if you work hard enough, that you will have a meeting with the wizard. And she sung a song called The Wizard and I. And I heard for years now that Cynthia Erivo can sing. I wanted to throw my shoe at the screen.
Yeah, you almost took my shoe off and threw it at the screen.
I said, where's my shoe? Give me a shoe. I need to throw a shoe. I need to Hail Mary a shoe at the screen because this girl's singing her face off. That's what I wanted from The Color Purple.
And if you guys listening don't understand why Mary had the urge for violence after hearing a beautiful song, that's like church culture, like at least black church culture, and black choir culture in particular, that whenever a soloist goes off, people run over and throw their chair at him or throw their shoe at him. Yeah, throw their chair, throw the shoe,
riot.
throw the
you get the stank face.
You gotta get the stank face. Just look mad at them because there's no other way to describe what they did.
It's just so much emotion you feel when you hear these beautiful, powerful, transcending voices that you don't know what to do with the emotion, so you just feel kind of anger, and it's like, how dare you make me feel all this? But you should have warned me. Voices like that need a warning. And Cynthia Erivo is a very small woman. I think she's like, I know Ariana Grande is small, and Cynthia Erivo with heels on, they were like,
She's 5'1".
she's very small. Who's Ari or Cynthia?
Cynthia's
A very
5'1".
small woman. And when I think of powerhouse voices like that, I think of large women. I don't care. That's what I think of. So I'm like, how do you contain such a voice in such a small body? So I thoroughly enjoyed that. And most of the music selections, the ones that I couldn't understand, because there were points where Glenda, she sings in like a soprano one, and I'm like, I don't know what this woman's singing.
Yeah,
It sounds good, but the clarity isn't there. I need subtitles.
I wasn't expecting Ariana Grande to come out with orchestra, not orchestra. What's the
like
other
an
word?
operatic.
An opera, yeah, an operatic.
Is that a word? Operatic.
Yeah, an operatic tone. Just how high and angelic her voice was. But you're right, the diction was very hard to pick up.
But it does match the character. If she's Glenda the good bitch, then like she should have an angelic type of voice.
Yeah, and
she
they made
sees
up
herself as being good. She thinks she's so good, and it's like she's the type of person who does charity and she did this in the film, just for people can praise her and say how good she is.
Yeah, she would definitely
Even
do
her
charity for the gram.
Exactly. Like even her things that has supposed to have good intentions, it is still self-serving. So yeah, so Elfie and Glenda are rooming together, and they hate each other.
Yeah, predictably so.
Yeah.
But their feud is cute. I thought that Elfie, right? I thought she was so unhinged that she was gonna accidentally hurt Glenda.
You think she's unhinged?
Well, she had she got upset with her sister and almost destroyed the school. So I thought that, hey,
that's not unhinged. That's her just not being able to control her power.
Which is the definition of unhinged.
No,
Mary.
It's not. Unhinged is like you are crazy and you have no self-control. She has self-control. She just doesn't know how to control her magical powers.
Meaning she doesn't have self-control.
That's not unhinged.
I thought that she would basically get upset and snap at. I thought that she would snap at Glenda, and I knew from, obviously we understand the storyline and that the Good Witch lives after this, but I thought it would be pretty bad, and I thought that she would get expelled from snapping. But the songs, what was it? The Loathing song, right? What was the name of that song that they were saying, "I loathe you"? You get the song list up?
What is this feeling?
What is this feeling?
Yeah,
feeling
I can
of
read some of the
loathing.
lyrics.
Basically, this is the first time they ever hated another person.
There's been some confusion over rooming here at Shiz. But of course, I'll care for Nessa. But of course, I'll rise above it. For I know that's how you'd want me to respond. Oh,
Bless
sorry.
you.
No. Okay, this is when they're writing the letter. Okay. My pulse is rushing. My head is reeling. Yeah, well, my face is flushing. What is this feeling? Fervid as flame? Does it have a name? Yes, loathing. Unadulterated loathing. For your face, for your clothing, your voice. Let's just say I loathe it all. Every little trace. Heavy little traits, however small, makes my very flesh begin to crawl. And
Yeah.
those words describe exactly how I feel about you.
Yeah, it was. They did a very good job of interacting, and the way that
I like the back and forth.
Yes, the back and forth, and they seemed. How old do you think they're portraying? This is like
Disney
college.
Princess is 18, so I would assume they were 18. They're at Shiz University. I would say 18.
18. Okay. Yeah, but then it felt that way. It felt, especially Glenda, it felt like this is just young adults who hate each other, but it's mostly harmless. But the thing that I found a little dangerous is that people chose Glenda's side.
Yeah, they
And
already didn't like Elphaba.
they already
so
didn't like
it was
her.
easy enough to be like, oh, Glenda don't like the most popular girl in school, doesn't like her either. Well, down with Elfie.
Exactly. You know, and I was super concerned about, not super concerned, but I was concerned that
It
that
wasn't
would,
fair
it wasn't fair, you
to have
know.
the whole school turn against you.
Yes.
I remember you said when you was a kid, the whole class jumped you.
No, that did happen. That did happen. I had to fight my whole what was that? I had to fight my whole third grade class.
What did you do to them kids?
I don't know. I just remember a girl tried to uppercut me though.
What?
I don't know. I took out like 10 of them niggas though. The whole class.
We had very different experiences growing up in school.
So no, so being ostracized and called out is a little triggering for me. 'Cause, right. But anyway, that kind of set the tone for their relationship for the most part while they was at Shiz until there was a change, right? And that change happened when, as a joke, Galinda, she offered Alfie her hat that her grandmother gave her. It was like the sorcerer's hat that collapses on itself. It's black and ugly, and nothing in Galinda's wardrobe is even close to black.
She didn't like it because it was pink. I feel like if it wasn't pink, she would love it. But because it wasn't pink.
Because it wasn't pink. Yeah, she hated it. And she was
didn't
like,
say that, but we know that's the reason why.
yes. He was like, what should I do with it? And he said, as a joke, give it to Alfie. And Alfie took it. And Alfie liked it.
Because Alfie didn't realize it was a joke. You know, Glenda, she bigged it up. She said, oh, girl, this is couture. You'll look so good in it. And her petty friends were like, yeah, girl, that's all you. And she pulled up to the dance looking like a hot mess. And everyone laughed at her. But you know what? She stood there and she danced with tears in her eyes. She didn't run away. I would have ran away and hid.
Yeah.
I would have been like, yeah, threw the hat off. I would have took the hat off. She didn't. She kept the hat off. She stood her ground. And Glenda's boyfriend, what is it, Ferrio?
Ferrio, I think his name is.
Fierro,
Yeah. Ferrero.
was like, she is not afraid to be herself. She doesn't change for other people. And that takes gumption. That takes balls. And Glenda, she was like, I feel bad. And then she stepped out on the floor and she danced with her. And at first, Glenda's friends were like, what are you doing? That's social suicide.
They told her to stop. They told her to stop dancing. And Glenda was like, no. And kept dancing with her.
Because,
and,
like, you know how they say some people, they're so unpopular that if you befriend them, you become unpopular by proxy.
Yep.
It was like that.
Yes.
But
she got the party lit. She got the party popping. And they're all dancing together. You know. Kind of like we mentioned this before, like a Wednesday sort of nerdish / stiff.
Oh, the Wednesday Addams dance was so cute.
Yes, it was kind of like that, but not as iconic. You know, I can't remember any particular dance moves that she
the
did.
Wednesday dance, she choreographed that herself, Jenna Ortega.
Wow.
She choreographed that all by herself. Oh, one interesting thing about this movie, talking about doing things yourself, this movie had a lot of very cool practical effects. I was watching this architectural digest interview with production designer Nathan Crowley. So when the movie opens up, going way back, when they're singing about the witch being dead, you see Munchkinland, and there are fields of tulips for miles. Those are real tulips.
Yep.
And the production designer worked with farmers to plant 9 million tulips.
That's a lot of planting,
9
right?
million
Not
tulips.
just for one shot. The shot was what, 15 to 30 seconds long, even that, right? It was the opening shot when they showed the kids running through the fields, singing La the Witch is Dead or something equivalent to that, you know?
Shiz was built as well.
Yep.
Shiz was a real thing. Like
Real
the
thing.
only CGI they used was like to remove some things. Like when Glinda first arrives at Shiz, she like arrives on a sailboat, and there were men in green jumpsuits like pushing the sailboat along. Green screen. Well, CGI was used to remove those men that were pushing the boat, but Shiz was built because Nathan said he wanted the camera to follow the students as they walk through Shiz. He didn't want to have a cut from scene to scene. He wanted to see them. He wanted the audience to follow them walking into the courtyard, up the stairs, into the dining hall, and turn left into the library. You know, he wanted us to really be able to travel through this world that he created. So I like that.
This is just another example of producers and directors knowing exactly what they want and be able to take those ideas and bring it to life. And that's really the beauty of movies, is everything that we see on the screen has been carefully coordinated and planned and orchestrated for a reason. And something as small as, flowers in the field takes months and months to produce. So it's something that we really enjoy, and I think it's worth us calling out, especially how beautiful the film was in general.
It was gorgeous.
Right? Just the colors
and it reminds
popping.
me of how people must have felt when The Wizard of Oz came out. 'Cause wasn't that the first film in Technicolor?
I think so, in 1939. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was. In Technicolor, with Ruby's red, with, not Ruby, Dorothy's ruby slippers, sparkling. Yeah, it was the first thing in Technicolor, right? And
the yellow brick road being so vibrant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and movies just have the producers, like I said, they take the opportunity to build the world that they want to build, and the best ones, like this one you just talked about, are able to throw you into their world pretty convincingly.
It's immersive.
Immersive, right? And it was fun watching the film, and feeling as if you're actually like in the school. And like you said, this is Shiz is like a Hogwarts kind of equivalent, but everyone's not magical, right? And the animals speaking.
Animals with a capital A.
Yes, with a capital A, showing that they're sentient. And I originally thought when I first saw it that only some of the animals, because they had like a goat professor, some of the animals were intelligent, but most animals weren't. But then later on in the show, they showed like Ferrero, for example, who was riding a horse, and he was talking to his horse as he was riding it. I don't know if you caught that.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, so all animals had speech. It was sentient. What was your initial thought about that? Like,
because to me
Dillerman?
About what happened with Dr. Dillerman?
No, just not that, but just the animals in general being talking. Because I don't remember in The Wizard of Oz, the Cowardly Lion, but that was just a nigga with face paint. I never considered that as like an animal talking.
This is adapted from the book Wicked, so I did read it in Wicked. Like I said, I read the book years ago, but I didn't finish it. And they did talk about animals speaking, so I wasn't surprised to see that. It was like, oh yeah, that was like a thing. And there was like a very sort of dark political climate around animals and animals that speak and the hierarchy and animals being abducted. And like, I think, it was darker, so I think they were killed in the book too.
Yeah, even in the play, right, they introduced the idea of a cage, and said if you put an animal in a cage, it'll forget how to speak, right? And I saw that, and it was parallels once again to slavery, right? Because that's exactly what, like, obviously they treated us like animals, put us in cages, less than animals, trying to break our will and spirit, and obviously there's no green people walking around, but, Alfie, she's a black woman in real life, and black people felt the way that she felt too, as ostracized and stood out. So the political implications of this book, once again, this book was written in 95, not 1939, when the original Wizard of Oz was written. So the climate is completely different. It's really about like activism and going against injustice and systemic discrimination. This book talks about in the play and the show and no, the movie rather talks about the discrimination against animals. Like you said, the professor, the goat professor, right?
Dr.
He's
Dillamon.
Dr. Dillamon, right? He's doing a lecture and he flips it over and says animals should be seen, not heard.
Oh yeah, so someone wrote on a chalkboard, unbeknownst to him, animals should be seen and not heard. And I felt bad. He was visibly shaken by
Yeah,
that.
I was pissed off about it. I'm like,
Yeah.
even though I just accepting
a
the
goat,
fact
it's like,
it's a
what?
goat. I'm like, first I thought that he
This
wrote
man
it.
is educated.
Yeah,
He
he's a
should be
doctor.
respected.
You know, like, and it was
He's just
just
trying to teach a lecture, and you just came and embarrassed him.
he's
and
just trying to teach a
humiliated him
lecture.
like that.
Exactly. For
Yeah.
what? You know,
Hatred is nasty.
hatred is nasty, and it comes in all forms.
Mm-hmm.
It comes against animals. It comes against green people. It comes against
Green people.
you know what I mean?
A
Just
green person.
it can it really comes in all forms, and I
Yeah.
think
But my one thing, so Elphaba is very good in this film. Do you think her goodness is kind of BS because it's like she has been just disrespected and just given the worst hand. She's been dealt the worst hand that people have been so cruel to her. Do you think it's unbelievable that she is this kind?
well, the reason I think she is that kind because she has been so disrespected and mistreated, and all of her love and affection went to her sister, and she didn't get any appreciation from her parents or anyone else around her, including her sister.
But
So I
if we're
think that
talking about-
I think that she has a strong sense of justice.
She has a strong sense of justice, but knowing me, it would make me bitter. I would not be a nice person. I would be a bully. If you treat me like a monster, I'm finna act like a monster.
Yeah, and I could see, and I think if she would have took
I'ma
that
be
approach,
wicked.
no, I think if she would have took that approach, that would have made sense. But she didn't. She took it as,
But do you think that's believable? Can you see a person literally doing that?
yeah, I can, because I think that's how I would be.
Yeah. Elphaba, she's pissed about what happened to Dr. Dillamon, and then later on she catches him having like a Black Panther Party meeting with his friends.
That reminded me of actually a sharecroppers meeting.
You mean in the Great Debaters?
Yeah.
Literally, Denzel was a professor.
Yeah.
And then that same night, a student saw him having a meeting with other sharecroppers.
Yes.
Yeah, they took that great from the Great Debaters. Like, no.
They did, but no, he was talking and saying how other animal professors were being taken, and they heard about a bird who no longer can talk, or this happened to this animal, and they were terrified, and they didn't understand what was going on, and like they've been living around, like you said, together for centuries, and they like talking and being sentient, but there's a war against them for no apparent reason. And obviously, Alfie, she hears that, and she is taken aback and say, hey, like, and want to do something about it. And I think you're right. The believability of it is a little less because most people wouldn't do that. Most people aren't the activists. Most people are like Galinda. They just want to act like it doesn't affect them and forget
They
about it.
just want to get through the day.
Just get through the day. Most people
And
don't
I
have
get
the
that
heart to
feeling.
be
Sometimes
activists.
it's like, listen, I'm dealing with my own stuff. I can't be everyone's hero. That's not an excuse for Glenda because she literally is like, she doesn't do anything. But at first, when Glenda came on the screen, I thought she was a hard worker. I thought that her and Elphaba will be academic rivals. She was just popular too. But no, I didn't know Glenda was a dunce.
No, she's
I like how they make up words in the movie too.
Yeah, they
They'll
do.
be like, "Oh, it's horrific," or like, yeah, it's funny. But
No, I thought that Glenda would be intelligent as well, but she wasn't.
yeah, I thought she was like a hardworking girl. I thought she'll be like what's that
Hermione,
movie?
just pretty.
Not Hermione, like Legally Blonde.
Legally Blonde, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought she was. But
Yeah.
no, she's just as shallow as she looks.
Yeah, I
I
thought that she
loved
would be
it.
a combination of Regina George and the chick from Legally Blonde,
Yeah.
you know. But she was more Regina George, but just like nicer, if that makes sense.
So the growing tensions between humans and animals, capital A, comes to a head when during a lecture, Dr. Dillerman announces that he is no longer permitted to teach at Shiz and he is forcibly taken away by guards. And he's replaced by another professor and he brings in like a caged snow leopard cub.
Lion. The old lion.
Wasn't it a snow leopard?
It was a little lion.
Okay.
It's important. It's a lion.
It wasn't a lion, it had spots.
It's a lion.
It had spots. That wasn't a cowardly lion. It had
Yes.
spots. Okay. He brings in a little lion and Elfie's pissed, you know, because he's pretty much saying this is how you break an animal, you caged him. So, some way, somehow, she taps into her power and she releases, I think, poppy seeds and everyone gets high and then go to sleep. You know, poppy seeds is like a derivative of heroin.
That was a lion cub, for one. Confirmed it.
I remember it having spots.
Well, your memory is but. Second, it wasn't poppy seeds. It was some sort of flower. Some
Okay.
sort of pollen that put him to sleep. Oh my God, Mary.
Okay. So, it put everyone to sleep besides her and Fiyero, which is, we kind of glossed over him, but he's like a prince who comes to Shiz. He pretty much rejects an education because he thinks ignorance is bliss. Even though he comes to Shiz, I don't understand.
I feel like he just gets kicked out of schools and he had to go there he just had to go there, I guess, to finish his schooling or whatever. But I liked his character. I thought he was,
Anthony from Bridgerton.
yes, he was Anthony from Bridgerton, but he acted more like the Indian girl he married. She was like the rebel.
Kate.
Yeah, she was more
But
the.
Kate was very intellectual.
I know, but she was more the rebel and like wanted to do stuff not by the book or whatever. I don't know. Just
I don't think so. I think Kate did things very much by the book. Like, that's why we're going way off topic, but that's why she was so
She
afraid
rode horses.
to admit. She was so
she
afraid.
rode horses.
Yeah, but she was so afraid to admit that she was in love with Anthony because it was tradition and it was set in stone that her younger sister Edwina was supposed to marry him, even though she loved him. And as an older sister, she was too old to get married, and you know, the youth is more. They have more legacy and they can carry.
Anyway, blah blah blah. Anyway, all I'm saying is that I liked his character. I thought he was fun, and he could sing. Surprisingly, I wasn't expecting that.
I'm never really surprised when actors can sing. They're all theater nerds. Like,
Yeah, and it takes. You're in a musical, so if you're in a musical, it's expected that you can sing. But no, he could sing surprisingly well. He danced.
not
He was
saying you have
charming.
to sing to be in a musical. If you have a good character to your voice,
Yeah.
you could be in a musical. And if the song is written in your register and in your key, you're gonna sound good. So yeah, the pollen from the Elfie's magical flowers puts everyone to sleep besides her and Fiyero. They steal the lion and they release it out in the wild, and then they have a little moment where Fiero's realizing, oh wow, like I tried to, you know, ignore the world's problems because it's easier, but seeing you and seeing how passionate you are, it's attractive to me, and I want to be more like you. He didn't say this, but you know, you get the gist of it.
No, get the gist.
So how do you feel about that? Because I'm like, okay, I understand you could not control how the way you feel, and Elfie acted in the correct manner. Because it's like, that's your best friend's man.
Yeah.
You know, remember when Glenda, she was like, when they became, she was like, oh my God, we should be best friends. And as best friends, we should tell each other secrets that we'll never tell anyone else. I'll go first. I'm going to marry Fiyero. Woo! And she was like, what? Did he propose? Oh, no, he doesn't know yet.
Yeah.
So she's obviously infatuated with Fiyero. And it's just, for me, it's like, listen, as soon as you start to claim that man, that's it. I don't know him. I don't look at him. I know you can't turn feelings off, but I would avoid that man as long as y'all together, even afterwards, because I don't want your sloppy seconds. How do you feel about it? Like, she didn't do anything wrong. She did nothing wrong.
She didn't. So no, she didn't do anything wrong. It was obviously set up to be a love triangle. I think that she handled it the best way that she could.
She did.
But
She
also, she has had nothing for herself her entire life. You know, so this prince is interested in her, and not just because she's beautiful, but because of that she's brave and willing to fight for what she believes in.
Yeah.
I don't really blame her for thinking twice about it. You know,
For not
versus
thinking twice
Galinda,
about it.
she can get any dude that she wants. She can decide, oh, I want that dude, and get him. You know, her options are
vast.
and she can do, like I said,
But isn't it always like that? Why don't you want me like the other boys do? They stare at me while I stare at you. You know that song? It's
No.
like you have everyone you could ever want, but the
But
one
the
person you
person you
do
want.
want doesn't want you. And
yeah,
it's like, why? What's wrong with you? Everyone wants me.
yeah.
But yeah.
But that was obviously a setup, a love triangle. And the other love triangle we haven't talked about was Nessa
Nessa Rose and Bach.
and Bach, right? So Bach is the Munchkin kid who's not really a Munchkin, but he has
progressive now,
a
James.
huge crush on.
Glinda, he idolizes her.
Yes, he does.
He
And
will sniff
Glenda,
her pink farts.
huh?
He will sniff her pink farts.
Ew.
He would.
So Glenda was like, "Hey, do me a favor and take, Nessa out
To the dance.
to the dance."
Because pretty much he just wanted to get rid of him.
Yes.
Like, he was all on her, and I've done this before. But it's just like, dog, like, you like me, I don't like you, but I don't have the heart to tell you, so I'm going to kind of push you on somebody else.
Yes.
On the beautiful tragedy named Nessa, because she sees her as, oh, she's so beautiful. She's too beautiful to be broken.
Yes.
She's too beautiful to be in a wheelchair, so she, like, pities her. And, Glenda literally thinks that her own self-centered actions literally help other people.
Exactly.
So she's like, oh, I'm so good. I hooked up people, even though it's messed up, because it's like he is only asking her out because of you. So, yeah.
Do you think she knew that he asked her out of pity, and he
Yeah.
played it off?
But he didn't ask her out of pity. He asked her out because Glenda told him.
Do you
She
think that's
thought-
worse?
That's deep. I don't know which one is worse. They're both pretty bad. I would be equally pissed and hurt at both of them. Yeah, I don't know. But one thing I like about the movie is when they were singing Popular and Glenda was saying, I'm going to teach you how to be popular, and, doing Glenda's famous hair toss. We've been doing it since we watched the movie, just
That hair toss,
taking a
yeah,
second to toss our hair back.
yeah.
I like how they didn't give Elfie a makeover.
Yes, I thought that too. I thought that it was
Even
gonna
though I
go
love a makeover scene, I know it's antiquated and sexist. I love a makeover scene.
like
Still.
the what's the Beauty.
Like in Mean Girls or in what's that movie? What is it? Or The Princess Diaries.
Or with Bullock, Chandra Bullock, when she's like the cop. I can't think of that movie.
Miss Congeniality.
Miss Congeniality. Yeah, where they're basically like, oh, you be pretty if you take your glasses off and put your
Exactly.
hair back.
Yeah, just take your glasses
and if you
off
become a
and
blonde.
Pull your hair down and you're hot, yeah.
Yeah.
I like it when it's done well. Like in Mean Girls, Caddy got a new wardrobe. She started wearing makeup.
Yeah.
And it enhanced her natural beauty, But I was kind of hoping they did, make her up. But I was very glad they didn't either.
No, I was too. And they basically, she just put a flower in her hair to show that she was soft, like, as kind. And she was like, you're
Was
beautiful.
it giving a sort of white savior moment to you when they were both looking in her
Mirror.
in Glenda's vanity mirror, and she said, My Miss Elfie, you sure are gorgeous. Was it like, what is this? Is this you smart, you's kind, you's important? What is this? What was that accent she did? It was giving, you know, in The Color Purple, when Suge, like,
Yeah,
finally tells, is the first person to tell Celie that she's beautiful.
yeah.
It was
And
like
she
a
just sit there
smile.
and smile with her big old teeth.
It was giving that, wasn't it?
It
Oh,
was.
Cynthia Erivo was in The Color Purple. She was in the play. That's when I heard that name from. I think she was Celie in the play.
Oh, was she really?
Yeah, that's where that name is familiar.
Oh.
I could be wrong, but you know what to do.
Google that, John. Google that, John.
Our favorite unintentional segment that's purely based on us being unprepared.
I so unprepared that I here we go. Movies and shows. You think she played in The
I think
Color
she was in the
Purple?
play. She was in the play. I don't know for how long. I could be wrong, but
I can't find it.
okay, whatever. So let's just jump ahead. So eventually, she finally goes to see the Wizard of Oz, and she hops on a train, and Glinda goes with her to go see the Great Ozma. And they go to the Emerald City. The Emerald City is beautiful. I love that shade of green. It was just gorgeous, like all the pink and like red violet flowers.
It seemed like the city of the future, you know, and it was
It
hard.
seemed like a vintage future. It seems like what they thought the future looked like in the 50s, and I love that vibe. It's giving like Art Deco.
This is the second time you said Art Deco. I don't know
And
what
you
that
should
means.
know what it means by now.
I don't know. What it
Think
means.
about what the Great Gatsby looked like. Lots of gold and lots of like
Okay.
geometrical shapes, preferably like diamond shapes and like it's giving Art Deco.
Were you surprised when Alphaba was invited to Emerald City to see the wizard?
Why would I be surprised by
That-
that? They literally were saying it was going to happen the whole time.
Listen, were you surprised that she asked Glinda to go with her?
Art Deco is a style of visual arts, architecture, and product design that emerged in Paris in the 1910s and was popular in the United States and Europe from the 1920s to the early 1930s. Art Deco is characterized by simple, clean shapes, often with a streamlined look. It also featured geometric or stylized ornaments and the use of man-made substances like plastic and reinforced concrete, often combined with natural materials like jade, silver, ivory, and chrome. Do you get what I'm? Do you understand what I'm saying? Now
No,
when
yeah, I
read that
understood.
definition? You get the you get.
You
the
just had to
vision?
say Great Gatsby, and I got it.
I'm gonna keep saying Art Deco because we're gonna expand your vocabulary.
I'm gonna forget what that is again.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I
anyway,
wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised.
I thought that the invitation was just for her, and I thought that
It was.
simply.
It absolutely was. Glinda had no right to be there. She had no right. But Elfie was like, I want my friend here with me.
Yeah.
You know, they're a good duo. They give each other courage. They give each other strength. I think. I think Elfie helps Glinda really dig deep and try to think about people other than herself on
She-
a real level, not a surface level.
Yeah.
And I think Glinda gives Elfie the chance to be herself loudly.
Yeah.
And to really not be ashamed of herself and to realize she's that girl.
No, I agree.
So they complement each other nicely. They're better together. So I absolutely understand her being like, I need my best friend with me. And I thought it was so cute.
Yeah. No,
Normally you see those type of scenes like a train going away and someone's outstretched hand. Like, get on with me. Think of Luca. And it's more romantic.
Yep.
But I was like, I love and I know there's tons of queer undercurrents in this film, but we are both heterosexual, so we can't get into that as much as we like. We can try, but there's a lot of things that are going to go over our heads, so bear with us. But, yeah, I did like that. So it gets to the Emerald City, and we meet Oz, and I really liked how they did the mechanics of the Great Oz.
Yo, he wasn't like. I was looking at it, and obviously we know the Wizard of Oz is a fraud, but he didn't seem that much of a fraud to me. I'm like, yo, this dude's not a wizard; he's an engineer. And obviously, I'm an engineer, so I appreciated that. And I thought that he was also a showman. You know, Jeff Goldblum, I thought he killed that role. He,
Yeah, I like how he talks. He talks like he's not even acting.
yeah,
He talks like he's just having a conversation with you. Like he takes very natural pauses,
exactly.
and he might not even finish a sentence. And I'm like, okay, you seem like a person in real life. You know?
Yeah, no, he was likable. He was like he brought up
Eternal.
paternal, yes, and he brought the two young witches to see his diagram of all of Oz and what Oz is gonna look like. And I thought it was a little fun. It was a little fun that he said, "I'm gonna make a road that leads directly to me, right to the Wizard of Oz." And what color should that road be? Should it be purple? Should it be blue? Should it be green? And they're flipping through, and she was like, "It should be yellow." He was like, "The yellow brick road. I like the sound of that," or something like that. So
Sounds like money.
he sounds like money.
Like a golden
The Golden
paved
Road.
Do you know how good, like, what a tourist attraction that will be? If you want to get some people and say, our streets are lined with gold,
Our streets are paved
are
with gold.
paved in gold.
Yeah.
So, sorry, we're both distracted by these. What team is this?
This is the Clippers.
There's a Clippers game on, and like the dancers are kind of eating right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. And so what do we know about the Grimmery?
So the
'Cause I
Grimmery
have
is
I'm a little confused about the Grimmery.
yeah. So there, when they got to the Emerald City, before they even met the wizard, there was a little show put on by
Oh,
the
play.
original people who played Wicked on Broadway.
So the cast from, I don't know if it's the original Broadway musical of Wicked, maybe, but pretty much the woman who played Elphaba and the woman who played Glinda were in this movie too. And when they got to the Emerald City, they put on a show pretty much explaining about the Grimmery and its origin. So
Mary Kate Morrissey,
who was that? That
and
was Elphaba?
she was Alphaba, and Alexandra Socha was
She
Glinda.
was Glinda.
Yep.
So apparently, the Grimmery is like it was created by, I have it here somewhere.
So it's a magical book of spells.
It's a powerful spell book, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the powerful spell book is ancient. And over time, the people in Oz couldn't read the text. So there was a prophecy that someone one day will come and be able to read.
Exactly. So the
The
Grimmery was created by the magical wise one who lived in Oz ages ago, long before the events of Wicked. I'm reading from Screen Rant. And before they passed away, the magical wise ones, that's a very creative name. Before they passed away, the wise one transcribed their magic into a book, which became the Grimmery. And like you said, however, their ancient language was lost over the years, making the magic inaccessible for generations. Even the most powerful sorcerers, like Madame Morrible, can only translate a few words. And Oz lies and says he can read it, but he cannot. So the wise ones also left a prophecy saying that someday a powerful magical person would be able to naturally read from the Grimmery and use his powers once more. And that person was Elphaba.
Alphabet. And she read it easily.
She read it easily, and unbeknownst to her, she's reading a spell that gave monkeys wings, and bada boom, bada bing, they're the iconic flying monkeys she created.
Yes.
And I think that's why they become her minions later on, because she feels responsible for them.
I
Because to
can see
give them
that.
their wings, they are in great pain.
Yeah.
So-
No, that
But
was crazy.
I think it was kind of weird. It's like, okay, why is it so? You wanted to give these monkeys wings so they can be spies on you. You couldn't think of another way to.
Or just
The
get
spy?
or
That's kinda-
just get birds. Like
You could just
you
get
could
a
just talk
bird.
to a bird.
Yeah,
You're like,
you
yo,
could just do
eagles,
animals that
go
already
spy.
fly.
Spy, eagles, spy. Like
You can you don't have to make something that was never meant to fly when there's animals.
just get birds.
Fly. But all for the, all for the hell of it, I guess. But wasn't enough. And I wasn't really sure because Oz says something along the lines of everyone needs a common enemy. That's how you bring people together. So I'm like, does he mean the common enemy are the animals? He wants to pit people and animals against each other so they can rally against the animals and come together to fight this common enemy. So was he trying to like vilify animals?
I think he, like most dictators, all they really care about is maintaining power. And the one way that you keep a dictatorship is
Division?
division. You keep people questioning and hating one another, hating themselves, right? That's like there's a movie. Ironically, there's not a movie. There's a TV show called How to Be a Dictator, and he talked about one of the ways to be a dictator is to keep
What
people
is it on? Discovery Channel? Or
It's on
History?
it's on Netflix.
Okay.
It's pretty cool, and
Is
it goes over famous dictators, and like
What you trying
what
to
they
do?
what they do,
Why
huh?
are you studying?
We say I am studying. I am studying. But anyway, one of the things you do is you keep people separate, you know, and keep them fighting themselves,
Divide and conquer.
divide and conquer, because people be focused on we hate those animals versus why is a dictator having us hate part of our population. Don't even ask that question. Never ask why is the wizard.
Listen, that's how I feel
Not
when
the
I
funny-
hear like MSNBC and Fox News going back and forth. It's like we're losing the plot here, guys.
Yeah,
We're losing the plot here, but
like we're not, like you said, we're missing the bigger picture, you know. So no, this show, this movie rather, has a lot of political undertones, and I was very
the book even more
impressed.
so.
Huh?
The book even more so.
The book even more so.
Like the book goes deep. Like I said, you know, there's this whole religious war going on in the book where Frexpar, who is supposed to be the father of Elphaba, but you know, his wife Melina was sleeping around on him. Like I said, did I say that he was a priest and like he would
Her father, yeah, you did.
so yeah, she would sleep around with other people and that's how she got pregnant with Elphaba, sleeping around with some mystery man who we won't
Yeah,
know who
a
he is.
mystery man who had a green elixir, who he made her drink right before they did the nasty, and that's why she turned out green.
So
Alphaba.
yeah, so yeah, like her father, he was against magic. He thought magic was evil, and there was something in the book. And I think remember that play that when they went to the Emerald City, they showed a play about the Grimmery and everything.
Yeah.
The two-
Yep.
So in the book, there's something called the Clock of a Time Dragon, and it's described as like this huge traveling theater, like it's as tall as a giraffe, and it's magical, and it has this little clockwork dragon on its roof, and pretty much they'll put on plays, but the plays will be like it'll tell the events of what's going to happen in the future or reveal events about what happens in the past. So like they'll pull up to a town and put on a play and everyone will watch, and they'll have like little figurines and marionettes of the townspeople, and they'll put their business out there. Like they'll be like, oh yeah, he's supposed to be like they'll show like with Frexpar, that's Elphaba's fake daddy. They'll be like, yeah, he's supposed to be like a pious man who gives everything to the poor, but we all know that his wife comes from like a wealthy family and like he has money because of her, yet he teaches us to be giving and stuff, and it makes people so angry they tried to kill him, and they tried to kill his wife too, and they tried to kill her unborn child.
Wow.
Like they literally, people die. Like they'll tell your business out there, be like, oh yeah, he's having an affair with this person, and then they'll have an angry drunken mob of people, like arouse people up. And Frexpar was going around preaching against it, saying you guys need to turn from your wicked ways and like, you know, repent to the unnamed God and do away with this magic. It's not, you know what I mean? So I don't know where I was going with this, but it is very political. There's a lot going on in the book. And this movie is rated PG, so we won't get that in the movie. But yeah. So yeah, I guess let's wrap this up. So once Elphaba realizes the evil plan that I'm still not completely sure of, that Oz and Madame Morrible was in cahoots with him all along. She steals a grimoire, and she's like, I'm out. I'm the one who could read it. I'm going to steal it. And Glinda does not go with her. And they sing a song. They sing Defying Gravity. And it's beautiful and powerful. And I was trying not to tear up the whole time. It was cinematic.
Yeah.
It pulled at the heartstrings. It was giving theater and just strong vocal performances. And Cynthia Erivo put everything into this role. Like, it was magical. I felt it. I'm not gonna lie, I felt it. I know Disney mad as hell they don't got their hands on this property. But what did you think of Glinda not going with her?
So Disney. This is Disney.
It's not Disney. This is Universal.
This is Universal?
Yeah.
Wicked is Universal.
Let me look it up. Is the Wicked movie Disney? Universal.
Wow.
Disney
I
dropping the
thought
bag. They're fumbling the bag.
no, I thought that last scene with her defying gravity, literally defying gravity while flying on a broomstick, when I'm pretty sure the witch and the broomstick originated with the Wizard of Oz. I'm pretty sure that's the origination
What
because
are you talking about? Every witch. Oh, you mean you don't think witches having broomsticks was like a thing?
I don't think so. I think
Into the
I
Wizard
think
of
the
Oz?
first time it was on film was the Wizard of Oz. That is, I
That
don't
is
know. We
interesting.
can't.
Yeah, that is interesting. Where's the idea of what a modern witch looks like? Where does it come from?
Yeah. Anyway, I thought that was the best on-scene singing performance
That I've seen in a long
that
time.
I've seen in a long stinking
That
time.
I've seen since what? Freaking Dreamgirls?
Yes, it's very Dreamgirls. So it's Effie, like singing, and you, and you, and you, you're gonna love me. Like literally, it was. She blew it away, and I was sitting there watching it. It was beautiful how she was flying around,
Yeah.
and like she just seemed so powerful. And eventually, at one
With such
point, she
conviction.
says, "Not you or any being in Oz is gonna bring me down." And I was like, "You go off, yo."
I felt that.
And they called her wicked because she didn't conform. They called her wicked because she didn't want to play along with their plots. And I just thought that she was like, "Hey, you gonna call me wicked? I can be wicked, right? And
I'll
I
do
can
that.
go. I'll do that. You know, like I take
I'll
on
be that.
all of it, and I just loved it. And it definitely put a new light on the character because I think sometimes when writing like fantasies and like storybooks, people are just evil for evil's sake. I remember.
Which sometimes I do like. I don't think every villain needs a tragic background. It's icing on the cake. But sometimes I do like a villain who's just rotten to the core. They
Yeah,
just
but
are like
the
the epitome of evil. It makes it scarier.
The best villains, and I remember talking to my friend back in high school about this. The best villains are villains you're like, I could see that.
I
If
don't know
I
if the
had this
best, but I get
situations,
it.
if I had this situation, I could do what he just did too. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like just being evil for evil's sake, it seems a little lazy. And
If it's done well, though, it's just like, okay.
And
like,
she
I know
absolutely was not
there's,
that.
There's like, I think, okay, I don't know, this is a stretch. You think about Raven from Teen Titans. She is the daughter of a demon. She's a half a demon. She tries not to be evil every day of her life. She tries to find the good. Then you have her father. Her father is like the king of demons. Do you need a backstory for him? No. But it works for him because it's like, okay, you're just evil. That's
well,
just you.
anyone
You're
other
just
than
pure
the
evil.
devil should have a backstory. And even if the devil has a backstory, Mary, like,
The devil does have a backstory.
you know what I mean?
But I do like characters who evil for evil's sake. But you're right. It does make it really interesting when it's like, I see why you did that. Like Killmonger or, I don't know, whoever. Yeah. So, yeah, I am actually looking forward to the next adaptation of this film because this was part 1, guys.
Yep.
There's going to be a sequel. And I am looking forward to it. So I guess anything else you wanted to say?
Yeah, what would you rank this movie, Mary?
Oh, besides that, I was saying.
Oh, No, I think to summarize it, it was great acting. It was beautiful. The singing was very good, but it didn't really drive the whole movie. Like I didn't have to listen to the words intently to understand. It wasn't like a Hamilton, like we said. That's like Hamilton is like the epitome of
The
musicals.
dialogue is singing.
Yes, the dialogue is talking, right? And singing express their emotions, but you just listen to their spoken word, like they're talking.
Well, I mean, with Hamilton, with a dialogue.
With Hamilton,
is
yeah,
singing. Yeah, it wasn't
yeah.
like that.
With Hamilton, all the dialogue is through song.
Yeah, singing was supplementary,
Yes.
but it was still powerful and it didn't feel out of place. Like it still worked well.
Yeah.
So
No, I agree.
I would give this movie a large bag of popcorn easily.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was pleasantly surprised. I was pleasantly surprised by the film. The fact that the film looked beautiful and I liked all the practical effects that went into it, all the builds and planting 9 million tulips is ridiculous and it looks beautiful. The costumes were impeccable. I loved every single thing Glinda wore. I didn't love her shoes, but I get the style of those shoes. It fits. But her dresses, her hair, her gowns were beautiful. The characters were well developed and three-dimensional. And I think they were able to make a very dark story digestible for families, but still not shy away from important topics. So I'll give it a large bag of popcorn.
I agree. I also believe it was a large bag of popcorn. I believe that this film had an uphill battle because it was obviously it's based on Wicked, but most people are going to base it off of the Wizard of Oz, and obviously the 1939 version of the Wizard of Oz set, and even the Wiz, which we haven't talked about at all, right, with Michael Jackson and Diana Ross.
I did. I said I've never seen it.
But
I've never seen The Wizard of Oz either, so don't fight me.
But those films were so iconic when they came out that when a movie about Wicked coming out, it had to go hard, And if it didn't go hard, I feel like people would have been pretty upset about it. But I think it met the expectations. Like you said, I am excited to see part 2, which comes out in around this time, 2025. So next year, and we'll make sure to do part 2. But yeah, I'll give it absolutely a large bag of popcorn, and yeah, go see it.
Go see it, guys. Thank you so much for listening again. Tell us where to find them.
Yeah, thanks for listening to another episode of the Watch That John podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at Watch That John. You can follow our YouTube page at the Watch That John podcast, and listen to us on Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever else you listen to your favorite podcast. So thanks again for listening, and until next time.
Bye.